First of all, want to thank everyone for coming today. This is a UW System virtual career trek featuring Society Insurance, and it is hosted by UW Oshkosh. My name is Jamie, and I'm the Director of Career and Professional Development at UW Oshkosh. Definitely want to say thank you to Haley Carr, who is a member of the UW Superior Career Services team and the Career Trek Committee member who will be managing our technology for our trek today. During the trek, we are going to ask the student participants to fill out the official registration form. And you will find that form in the chat. So we will put that in there a couple of times. So it's just a form that you need to fill out a little bit of information for our students from UW Stevens Point. This is a required piece for the pro event credit. So if you are from UW Stevens Point, make sure to fill that out. We want everyone to fill it out though, please. This is the official website for the UW System Career Treks. This is where you can find information about the treks. You can see all of the past career treks and the ones that are planned for this semester. The UW System Initiative started last fall in 2020 and is continuing through spring 2021. We will have 13 treks each semester, and this initiative is supported by UW System President Tommy Thompson, and there was a big press release that came out past September. Next week, the career trek will feature Delta 3, and it will be hosted by UW Platteville. So at this time, I will introduce our representatives from Society Insurance. Today we have Rose and Taylor with us, and I will turn it over to them. We ask that students can post questions in the chat, and we'll have some time at the end of the presentation to get those answered by Taylor and Rose.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jamie, for the intro. Appreciate that. Sending out a huge shout out to all of our friends at UW Oshkosh for hosting today's UW System Career Trek. And also wanted to send out a thanks to the UW System President, Tommy Thompson, for his support of this program. So excited to be able to introduce Society Insurance to all of you. Happy to share Society's history as well as who we are today. Also, all the super exciting things that are coming up in the future for us. So first, a few introductions. I'm Rose McPhee, and I am a senior HR generalist with an emphasis on recruitment at Society. And I also manage the intern program. I'm a graduate of Marian University, located in Fond du Lac, and double majored in human resources management and marketing. And I've been with Society for 2 years. And now I'd like to introduce our co-presenter of the day, Taylor Schneider.
Hi everyone, so I hope everyone can hear me. I'm Taylor Schneider and also with Society Insurance. Hopefully this will be the best career trek that you guys see. We'll try to make it as exciting as we can. So I've been with Society in their HR department for about 3 years now, and you'll hear from me a little bit later on, but I've kind of climbed the ladder as high as I can go so far. I did start off as an HR intern with the company and then moved into a part-time role as an HR coordinator and then a full-time role now as an HR generalist. I graduated this past May with the first group of COVID grads, so May 2020. And then I also double majored in HR management and marketing at UW Oshkosh. So that's just a little bit about me. I keep forgetting I am in charge of the slides. Okay.
You can go one more.
Okay. Perfect. There you go. Okay, so I guess we will start off with a video. So I will pull that up real quick. All right.
Hi, I'm Rick Parks, President and Chief Executive Officer of Society Insurance. Thanks for coming in and for giving me a chance to tell you a little bit more about Society Insurance. The company moved to downtown Fond du Lac in 1918. We've continued to focus as workers' compensation specialists, but have added other business insurance coverages over the years. Society is a market leader in the hospitality and food business: restaurants, bars, hotels, motels, groceries, and convenience stores. In 1995, the company changed its name from Thresherman's Mutual to Society Insurance and moved into a new building on the south side of Fond du Lac. Society also expanded its business outside of Wisconsin, adding the states of Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, and Tennessee. Today, Society has more than 290 employees and 350 independent insurance agencies serving our policyholders. We don't try to offer every possible line of insurance. We want to be experts in everything we do and add value for our policyholders who, after all, own a mutual insurance companies like ours. Today, we exist to serve the business owners that are both our policyholders and our owners. When these folks sustain a loss, it shakes them to their very core. We're in business to be there for our policyholders when they have a loss and to make them whole again. There's nothing more satisfying than to hear a compliment from a policyholder that we've done the right thing for them in their time of need.
So wanted to share the agenda of a few of the items that we're going to be talking about today. I'm a firm believer in it's hard to know where you're going if you don't know where you've been. So we'll be sharing Society's history with you, also our present and our future plans ahead. We'll also talk about who we are, what we believe in, what we stand for, and what we value, because that makes up our culture. And for Society, culture is huge. The core of what we do as an insurance company is really quite simple. What we believe in: when the needs of others are the greatest, our efforts are the strongest. At Society, this statement defines our core value on customer focus, and it helps guide what we do, our actions every day. We are committed to working hard to find the solutions for our customers. Also super excited to be sharing about Society's intern program with all of you, something that we're very passionate about. We'll talk about the positions, activities our interns will experience, professional skills that our interns will receive, as well as future careers and overall hiring process. We'll also touch a little bit on how to stay connected, not just while you're students, but after you graduate as well. And a few fun facts before we see a video. As Rick had shared with all of you, our corporate location is Fond du Lac, founded in the city of Madison back in 1915. And we currently, we're growing, and we have about 335 employees with us. The 7 states we write business in today includes Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa, Indiana, Minnesota, Colorado, and we'll be going into Texas and Georgia later this year, followed by North and South Carolina. So really exciting times for us. We're a commercial lines business, niche markets, bars and restaurants. So let's take a peek at the video about Society's history.
Back in the summer of 1915, a group of Madison, Wisconsin threshermen decided they'd had enough. After struggling to purchase workers' compensation insurance for their employees because of the high risk of injury in their jobs, the threshing crews banded together to form their own insurance company, Wisconsin Brotherhood of Threshermen Insurance Company, Limited Mutual. Early on, the fledgling business moved to Fond du Lac, set up shop in the local pool hall, and put a thresherman's daughter in charge of record keeping. The reins, Grace Lewis eventually moved the business from her husband's pool hall to their home and hired her first employee, Ethel Malone. Grace Lewis would go on to lead the organization until 1952. In the 1930s, the grain threshing business was literally losing steam, but the company kept growing larger and stronger, extending workers' compensation coverage to other types of businesses, adding liability insurance, shortening its name, and moving or adding office space as the need arose. America prospered in the 1950s. Technology transformed the workplace, and the shift from rural to city and suburban life gained momentum. Agricultural productivity rose, but at the expense of many small farms, which were once the company's calling card. A prudent and necessary diversification into commercial property and casualty lines was underway.
We set out to provide comprehensive coverage, and we definitely achieved that. So when we focused our attention on restaurants and bars, we worked with business owners and independent agents to build programs from the ground up, taking into account the unique risks of the hospitality industry and developing policies accordingly.
The 1980s brought a series of well-earned endorsements from organizations such as the Wisconsin Restaurant Association and the Tavern League of Wisconsin, who gave the company the nod as the preferred insurance carrier for their many members.
There's no doubt about it. The restaurant business is a risky one. The Wisconsin Restaurant Association's mission is to help members protect their business and find financial success. That's a big responsibility. So having a trusted insurance partner makes it a win-win-win for everyone involved.
Big changes came in the early 1990s. The company settled into a new building on Camelot Drive in Fond du Lac and shed the antiquated Thresherman moniker for a new name, Society Insurance, emphasizing the importance of the carrier-agent policyholder relationship in protecting the livelihoods of community business owners and the safety of their employees.
As an agent, when I get a call from an insured in the middle of the night, I want to be able to say, yes, you're covered for that. Not only have we anticipated that particular risk, the way society handles claims makes it clear they really care about the policyholder's continued success. Society helps me protect my insureds the best way I know how.
I've had Society Insurance for my restaurant from the beginning because I know they understand my business and how it's evolving and how the industry is evolving. I would tell my fellow restaurateurs that with your insurance agent and Society working together, you're going to have the coverage and the support you need for your unique operation.
Firmly committed to its mission as a mutual company to exist for the benefit of its policyholders, Society expanded its coverage to Illinois, Indiana, and Iowa, transforming from a Wisconsin-exclusive company to one of the Midwest's leading business insurers. Over the years, Society has added more and more niche insurance programs to the mix and continued to earn industry endorsements for comprehensive, specialized coverage for the small details that make a big difference to its policyholders' business success.
Through a century of growth and change, Society has stood on mutual ground with agents and the business owners we insure. Our commitment to policyholders has never wavered, and we continue to be organized as a mutual insurance company owned by our customers. This was a necessity in 1915 and is a point of pride today. We embrace a future focused on continuing to serve policyholders even better, with long-term financial strength through profitable growth and a dedication to the communities where we live and work. I'd like to extend my sincere gratitude to all Society employees, past and present, and on their behalf give heartfelt thanks to our agents and policyholders for a very successful first 100 years. We look forward to the next 100.
So protecting restaurants and bars, it's what society does best. We specialize in protecting select business niches, customized coverage for them. We're recognized as an industry leader, and we're known for providing superior coverage. We offer property and casualty coverage and outstanding underwriting, risk management, and claims handling. We are a mutual insurance company, which means we are owned by our policyholders. And we also work with independent insurance agents. So in our legacy states known as Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa, and Indiana, we have a very broad business insurance program, which includes our bars and restaurants, but also gas stations, convenience stores, artisan contractors, garages, repair shops, a large part of the hotel and hospitality space, food and beverage manufacturing, grocery stores, convenience stores, supermarkets. We also offer work compensation, medical offices, and additional, we have rental properties. What's different though is when we go into our state expansion states, such as Texas and Georgia later this year, we'll be focused on our niche market of bars and restaurants. Some fun facts about Fond du Lac. So as you've heard before, we were founded in the state or the city of Madison, and then 3 years after 1915, we moved to Fond du Lac, and we've been there ever since. We kind of like it here. And exciting, a few years ago, Money Magazine actually awarded Fond du Lac as one of the 50 best places to live. So pretty excited about that recognition. And also Fond du Lac, the area, we're known for having strong educational systems. Fond du Lac actually means in French, foot of the lake. We're on the southern edge of Lake Winnebago, which happens to be Wisconsin's largest inland lake. And we're located in an ideal eastern part of the state, kind of in the middle between Green Bay and Milwaukee, with Madison off to the southwest. So we think we're ideally situated in the state. Here's a snapshot of society's footprint with regards to our state expansion. Colorado was a state that we added the end of 2020. And now I had shared that Texas and Georgia will be this year, and then North and South Carolina immediately following thereafter. So exciting plans for society. Now I'd like to share from the inside who society is, what we believe, what we embrace and strive for, and what our culture is. So our mission is we operate and exist for the benefit of our policyholders by protecting their dreams, passions, and livelihoods. And our vision is quite simple. We want to continuously improve our service, improve our expertise, and continually improve on our products and our technology. And our goals, they're very specific. We practice responsible stewardship of the resources entrusted to us by our policyholders. We ensure long-term financial strength. We demonstrate unwavering commitment to prompt professional and personal service. Be experts in managing risk for the classes of business that we insure. Embrace the innovation in our products, services, and processes. Offer independent agents the solutions and tools that make society the choice for insurance. And also we recruit, develop, and retain exceptional employees who are committed to living society's corporate values. And also be an outstanding corporate citizen in the communities where we live and where we work. So probably one of the biggest events of 2020 was COVID-19. Fundamentally, we believe that when the needs of others are the greatest, our efforts need to be the strongest. So for our employees, the first thing that we did, and it was Tuesday, March 17th, 2020, our employees started working from home. Safety was first and foremost for our employees, and hats off to our IT department. They were phenomenal in getting us all the equipment, the resources, the training, everything that we needed to be successful. They did it overnight. I don't know how they did it, but it worked. And we've been working from home since. So hats off to our IT team. They're awesome. And then also employee appreciation initiatives. Society's huge on recognizing employees and saying thank you. And I can't even tell you how many times I saw surprises at my front door. In the summer, it would be maybe, it was a ice cream sundae box that was sent with encouraging messages about how much we're being appreciated. Another time it was chocolates, candies, chocolate covered pretzels, again, with encouraging notes. It was just awesome. And we knew we couldn't meet face to face. And so we started meeting virtually and having game events, whether it was Jeopardy, trivia, murder mystery, everything was done virtually, and it was awesome. And it was a way for us to stay connected. And we also, as far as a restaurant reimbursement program, insuring bars and restaurants, Society provided gift cards for the employees to visit a restaurant that was insured by Society. And that was a win-win for both sides. For our policyholders, we had social media events where we would be able to put in plugs for various restaurants, supporting local heroes. We partnered with our independent agents and had food delivered to local heroes, whether it was law enforcement, healthcare, but it was a way to give back and show our support. We also offered flexible pay plans and delivery flexibility for insureds to help with the growing concern with COVID-19. And it didn't stop there. We still went forward with our intern program. Instead of face-to-face, in person, everything turned virtual. From recruiting to hiring to the whole interview process, even onboarding and training, everything was done remote. And we also offered virtual internship activities so that, again, everybody could feel connected. And even though COVID-19 canceled a lot of in-person activity, we just adapted and did different things, and it was a success virtually. So a little bit about our intern opportunities. So throughout the organization, we have multiple opportunities. We've got accounting internships, actuarial, facilities, we have human resources, information technology, marketing, and from a finance background, we have premium audit, we have premium receivables, and also learning about claims. You could be an intern within property, auto, liability, also known as PAL claims, or it could be a career in risk control, underwriting, maybe even workers' compensation. So a lot of different opportunities that Society has for internship positions. A few more fun facts about Society. So we're big on wellness. We have a lot of wellness challenges. We have healthy on-site lunches, free flu shots, and even for our full-time employees, we have 8 hours of paid volunteer time so that you can support your passion that is outside of work. Already shared that we do write business in seven states right now, which continues to grow. And Society is really big on giving back to our communities and donating dollars. We've been in business for almost 106 years now and continue to grow. And we're also big on lifelong learning and company paid education initiatives, tuition and student loan reimbursements as well. So why choose Society? I'd like to share some insight that some of our interns had provided about their experience. So one of our interns in marketing had shared, Society has a great internship program. They provide numerous professional experiences, to help you grow both individually and professionally. And an intern from Premium Receivables had said, society is extremely welcoming. The employees in my department go above and beyond to make sure I understand and feel comfortable with my job. And another one from Underwriting, my internship allows me to get hands-on experience and expand my knowledge. Society's program provides a great opportunity for interns to gain knowledge on how the company operates as a whole. And along those notes, I would like to have Taylor share her internship experience. And as a former, an alumni of the University of Wisconsin Oshkosh, I'm going to turn it over to Taylor to have her share her story.
Okay, hi again. So I guess I can share my personal testimonial outside of just a written testimonial that Rose just went over. So I'm just going to walk through a few different things about my internship experience at Society. So whether you've had an internship before or you're kind of wondering what does an internship experience actually look like, I can share that with you from my personal experience. So I'll walk through kind of the hiring process, my overall internship experience, kind of what's happened since then, and a little bit of advice too. So as I mentioned before, I had graduated from UW Oshkosh in May 2020 with degrees in HR management and also marketing. And I have been with Society since my junior year of college as an HR intern. And then my senior year, I was hired on as a part-time HR coordinator. And so then when I graduated this past May, so almost a year now, which is wild, that's when I became full-time as an HR generalist. So my first piece of advice before I even get started is apply early and as soon as possible. When I came across the internship opportunity, I didn't think I was quite ready to even explore an internship quite yet. I was completely satisfied with my current job that I was at. And I thought, okay, the internship, I can wait until my senior year. Apply early. You never know what's going to happen. And I think COVID is a great example of that. If I would have saved that until my senior year, I likely would have some issues finding an internship. So always start early. But like I had mentioned, I wasn't really seeking an internship at the time. And the hiring process and the application process will look different for everyone. It's a very individual experience. We'll touch on Society's hiring process a little bit later. Some may choose to apply directly through Society's websites, and some students may choose to make themselves known through networking. And personally, my experience kind of came about through networking as well. At UWO, we had to do a job shadow for our professional skills assignment. And I knew that Society was in Fond du Lac, which is where I'm from. So I thought, okay, that's convenient. And let's see if I can job shadow someone in HR. So I ended up job shadowing someone in the HR department, and we really hit it off. But at the time, they didn't have an HR internship, and I was like, okay, I'm okay with that. I'm pretty satisfied at my current job, but I did give her my resume just in case down the road something would come about. And it happened to be that 2 weeks later they had an HR internship opening, and since I had already learned about the company, I already met with some of the employees, I was kind of in the forefront of their mind, and they actually gave me a call to see if I would want to interview. So networking eventually brought me to where I am now. So luckily the networking really worked out for me. Like I mentioned, some people will just apply, some people will get them through networking opportunities, whether it's through school or even on your own through LinkedIn. So there's a couple different ways that you can connect with the company. So once I was the HR intern, what does training look like? So in most areas at Society, interns will be partnered with a buddy. So you'll be assigned to someone, not really assigned, but you'll be paired up with someone in your department to help it, just to make your internship experience a little bit better for you. So they'll welcome you to the department, and you can get comfortable with them in the department. Work together on projects, and essentially they're there to assist you in any way possible. Essentially, the whole department at Society will be your buddy eventually, but this is just a person to help make that training process just a little bit easier for you. And then once you're kind of okay to go off on your own, you'll never be alone if you need help. But once you're feeling kind of independent with your job duties, your responsibilities and tasks, that will really vary by department. So some departments have daily tasks that you'll need to complete. So if it's more of an accounting internship, you'll have more of those daily tasks that you need to complete. Whereas some departments, it's more project-based. And in some departments, it's a mix of both, where you have some daily tasks and you have some projects. So really, you'll eventually kind of establish your own routine with you and your manager and really make that work. Society also tends to tailor the internship experience to you. So if you want to learn something, be very communicative with your manager. It's okay to tell them what you're looking for. When I first started off in HR, I had really no HR experience under my belt. I hadn't taken any courses at UW Oshkosh yet in my major. But I had an interest in recruiting, so I really wanted to explore that. I wanted to explore that interviewing stage. So right away, they knew that. So in addition to my daily responsibilities, I was able to start working on the recruiting process right away. So when you're meeting with your managers, just be very open with what you're trying to do, and then if you want to learn more things, be communicative with them too, and really try to tailor the experience to you, because we understand this is also your experience as well. And then as well as just your responsibilities, we also have a lot of activities for our interns. So coming into the insurance industry, some interns may know more than others. Personally, I had no experience or knowledge of the insurance industry, and that's totally okay. All interns at Society, they go through an AINS 21 course. So it's basically an overview of insurance. So you can kind of learn the basics and see how all the departments fit together, and potentially learn some more about your internship as well as going to department overviews. So you can learn a little bit more about each department. And then you're also encouraged to job shadow other employees throughout the company as well. And some interns, as a matter of fact, have even ended up switching departments because of what they've learned through these. Maybe someone in claims has become really interested in underwriting because when they first applied, they didn't know what underwriting was. So if we have that opening and that availability for you to maybe even switch, if that's something you're truly interested in and passionate about, that could be an option too. We really want to know what's on your mind. And then some other opportunities are more interactive, so you can get to know the other interns because you'll be with them all summer or maybe even all year. Personally, as an intern, I attended baseball games. We did an escape room. We had a volunteer event, got together for lunches or breakfast, which was great. And some of my interns that I met in my group, they actually turned out to be great friends of mine that I've been staying in touch with for almost the past 3 years. So you never know who you'll meet at your internship. You can meet some really, really great people. And then I also encourage future interns to get involved as much as possible. During my internship, I had always volunteered to pick up anything extra that I could do. I also was a part of Society's employee engagement committee. They were looking for another member, so I decided to volunteer because why not? I can get involved in a different way, meet other employees, and be part of events as well. And then since my internship, I kind of moved my way up from HR coordinator to HR generalist. And some people ask, okay, how did you do that? First of all, Society had the availability to do that. Within our department, we did have some room where we could have some extra help. But I also say never be satisfied with what you're doing. I always wanted to do more. I wanted to learn more, and I also wanted to grow with the company. And an internship is a great opportunity to do that. So just some pieces of advice that I have for you moving forward as you may be exploring internship opportunities. Make your resume really stand out when you are going to apply. If you haven't networked with someone yet, the resume is really going to be the only impression that we have of you if you submit that. And just think you're going up against some other people too. So you really want to make sure that it's clean and really shows who you are and shows off some of your key skills. And then when you are in your internship, really be open to anything. So as I mentioned, when I first started, I was really interested in recruiting, and I thought that's the path I was going to go down. HR has a bunch of different avenues that you can go down, whether it's payroll or HRIS, training and development, benefits. And I was really only open to recruiting at the time. And now I am kind of fading away from recruiting and going towards more of payroll and HRIS. So what you may not think you're interested in may actually be what you are interested in. Just give things a try and be open to anything, because I never thought I would want to do payroll, and here I am and I like it. So just be open, because internships, that's a chance for you to explore and figure out what you want to do in your future career. You may figure out you really like something, and you may figure out you really don't like something. Now is the time to learn that. And then lastly, just go out of your way to meet the other interns and meet other employees. That'll really make your experience even more valuable, to create those connections, and also maybe create some friendships along the way too. Just kind of go out of your way to do that. So I'll bring it back to Rose.
Thanks, Taylor. So, to start with, at a high level, our intern program, obviously it's paid internship. We have paid holidays. Taylor touched on job shadows and ride-alongs, as well as we have strong university relationships that we value, partnering with the professors and the various departments. Taylor mentioned about AINS. It's a great chance from an insurance industry perspective to understand property and liability and what it means. And then department overviews and huddles, what a great chance to really cross-functionally across the departments, understand and know how the departments interact and what each role does to make up the organization as a whole. And networking with professionals, they could be peers, they could be your manager, it could be the executives. It's an incredible chance for you to really understand and learn and grow. And Taylor mentioned that, all of our new hires, not just an intern, but all of our new hires are, paired up with a buddy that can serve as a resource to help you get acclimated in your new roles. So that's always, that's huge. And then also, from a society perspective, our goal is really to be growing future insurance-minded professionals. And the intern program for us is the perfect opportunity to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And please don't ever think that you'll just be seen as the intern. You will be seen as an employee. You will be someone that brings value to the team, and we will give you meaningful projects to work on, because that's what an internship should be about.
But it's not all about work. We have fun. We have a lot of fun. In fact, it's actually one of society's core values. And it seems for some reason, everything we do, there's an element of food involved. And every year we try to shake it up a little bit different with different events. But, typically we could go bowling and of course eat, or we have monthly wellness days, breakfasts, and company picnics, not last year because of COVID, but, it could be the Milwaukee Zoo, it could be a Milwaukee Brewers game. So a lot of fun activities that we plan that our interns are all invited to attend. And there's community stewardship events, and we play games, and whether it's a diversity game, trivia games, the escape room. We celebrate National Intern Day, more food, and we like to schedule events around the calendar year as well. So in the fall, we'll do a punt, pass, and kick contest. We have Halloween costume contests, Pie Day associated with Thanksgiving, and ugly Christmas sweater day, holiday parties, and the list goes on. So we really find ways to include fun in everything that we do. And on a serious note, though, society provides a safe, welcoming, and learning environment for all of our employees. And we believe in respect, and we have a zero tolerance for harassment. We are drug and alcohol free, and we share insight regarding dressing for success, social media etiquette, as well as other best practices. One of our goals with our intern program is to help them have the tools to be successful in the future. And touched a little bit about our lifelong learning. That is something that's very near and dear to HR, to society insurance as a whole. We want to grow and develop our employees. We want to retain them. We want to give them the tools to be successful. And that could be by means of tuition reimbursement, company paid education, or even a student loan reimbursement program. So we have the tools in place to help you be successful. At Society, we recognize the responsibility that we have hosting an internship program. We support learning and mentoring opportunities for all of our interns. And we welcome the chance to really teach and coach our future talent. And that could be by helping with your resume. It could be providing multiple types of internships that you might be passionate about. And also with mock interviews, virtual interviews. We could be a professional reference, a resource for you. And also we talked about networking and the importance of that. And on average, 1 out of 4 of our interns turn into a full-time society employee. And with that population, almost 83.5% of those employees are still with us. And I think that speaks volumes to the type of culture we have and the retention. So you're probably pretty excited about how you can become a Society employee right now. So typically, Society will be attending 2 career fairs throughout the year. Or I should say seasonal career fairs. So we attend in fall. So for an example, the fall 2020 career fair, we're really targeting interns who would be joining Society in 2021. Most of our interns would start in May, for example, when school got out, and it would look different for everybody. Some internships are full-time for the summer, 40 hours during the week, and then when school starts up again, they return to school and they could be working part-time with us for a year-long internship. So again, some are just for the summer and some are for the entire calendar year. So it's going to vary. But a plug for UW Oshkosh and Society next week, we're excited to be at the Career Fair on the Fox on February 17th. So excited to virtually see you soon. And then in addition with the mock interviews and resume cafe events that we virtually conduct with students, would also encourage all of you to connect on LinkedIn. And that is a really great resource for expanding your professional network. And wanted to touch on, at a high level, our hiring process and what to expect. So of course, first and foremost, it's your resume. It's the way that you would be able to get in front of the recruiters at Society. And if your resume matches or is aligned with what our job description is, a recruiter is going to reach out and contact you, and we'll have a phone interview together. As we continue on in that process, Society also conducts pre-employment assessments. That's done electronically. And as we continue to move through the process, the on-site interview has been replaced by a virtual interview, thanks to COVID-19. But you would have the chance to virtually meet with our hiring team as well as the recruiter. And if you are identified as the candidate of choice for the opportunity, a job offer would be extended to you, and that would be contingent upon successfully passing a pre-employment background. That screening includes, for example, conducting references, and pre-employment drug test, and then we check a background as well as academics. And then after that, you're hired, and then we can start that onboarding and training experience. And it doesn't end once the internship ends. For us at Society, I wanted to share our vision for the intern program. Cultivating the next crop of talented insurance professionals is one of the most important things that we do at Society. Identifying tomorrow's talent pipeline is our vision for the future. Ultimately, that's the core of what we do and why we have an internship program. And it's all about when your internship is done and you're going back to school, we want you to share your experiences with your friends, with your fellow students. We want you to keep in touch with us. And ultimately, we want to be that employer of choice for you when you graduate. And on the screen, you'll see contact information for both Taylor and myself. You see our email addresses, our phone numbers, the Society website, our Twitter account. So many different ways for you to reach out to us. We'd be happy to connect with you. And ultimately, on a closing note, we want to thank you very much for your time today. It was a pleasure for Taylor and I to share our experience with you, to share Society with you. So it was our honor to be able to have that chance to do that. And we welcome you and encourage you to reach out and connect with us, whether that means an internship today or whether that means a full-time job opportunity when you graduate. We want to stay connected with you, and we want to help you along your journey with your career. So on that note, thank you again for sharing your time with us. We very much enjoyed our visit. So Jamie, I'm going to put it back to you, and thank you for putting this all together.
Excellent. Thank you, Rose and Taylor, for that great presentation. For our student participants, if you have some questions, we can facilitate those now. If you could type those into the chat, I think we have some time to go through a few. I can start off with one question that I know I get from students when I talk about Society insurance. Love the presentation and how you explain that you don't have to have experience in insurance or have a full understanding. So we saw that Taylor was an HR and marketing major. If students are not those majors or in the College of Business, what type of majors do you consider, Rose?
Actually, for the insurance industry, we would consider just about all majors because, for example, if you're in underwriting, risk control, claims, or work comp, you don't have a major in quote unquote workers' compensation. So having a major in any degree would be applicable, and we would love to have you consider Society as an opportunity for employment.
Excellent. So we have a question in from Joe. The question is, do you foresee continuing to work remotely as most businesses are beginning to take notice that it is more cost efficient in saving overhead with operating costs?
Do you want me to take this one, Rose?
Sure. We can tag team.
Sure. So we have been working from home since March due to COVID. And in the meantime, we actually have been renovating the entire inside of the building. So first, we're going to make sure that the building's done before we move employees back. And then when it is about that time, we are going to reevaluate how COVID's looking and what our employees are comfortable with, because we want our employees to do exactly what they're comfortable with. We don't want to force anything. We have been sending out surveys to our employees asking whether they prefer to work maybe completely from home 5 days a week now that they've definitely had a taste of it. Maybe they want to work from home a few days a week, or maybe they want to be in the office every day. So we're really going to tailor it to whatever the employee wants to do. For the interns, I would say most of our interns are typically in the office since that is the best place to learn. But we've been very flexible with that with COVID.
Excellent. Our next question is from Aiden. What kind of mathematic opportunities do you have?
Ooh, so we have opportunities, for example, actuarial, the study of actuarial science is very analytical based. Also opportunities within accounting. So that would fall into that as well.
Excellent. Our next question is from Andrew. What are the skills that society looks for when people are applying for internships?
Well, I can say some of the traits that we are always excited about seeing with our interns is for them to really be passionate, to be very much on the extrovert side where they are anxious and wanting to just be comfortable being uncomfortable, throwing themselves out there and really being a sponge and soaking up every opportunity that comes their way and saying yes to everything. So it's really an opportunity to demonstrate your willingness to learn and grow. So we're looking for that kind of excitement, that enthusiastic profile.
All right. Our next question is from Bailey. I have been looking for an internship and this would be a great option. I've checked on your website and some of the listings on Glassdoor, but did not see an opportunity for an HR intern. That is something I would definitely be interested in. Do you think this will change throughout spring?
Sure. So right now we do have our HR internship filled for the summer. I'm not sure if this will turn into a year-long internship or if we'll be reposting something in fall. Typically our internship postings are open in the fall. So that's why it's currently closed, but definitely keep society in mind and continue following our job postings because you never know what will come up.
And on that note, we're always posting our positions and recruiting well in advance of when the intern would actually be joining society. So even Bailey, for you, if you're looking at possibly even not knowing your academic school year, but if you're looking for an internship for 2022, we're already in the back of our minds thinking about that as well.
Bailey says, thank you. Rose and Taylor, can you share a little bit about your timeline when you post internships? When will candidates best see your full availability for opportunities?
I can start to answer that one. So when we post our internships, we are actively ready to start recruiting. So our positions are already posted. And as far as a timeline, when we get back to our students, they really are, you know, we present the candidates to our hiring managers for review, and we try to get feedback as quickly as possible, especially if it's linked timing wise to a career fair. We want to be very timely because we know our interns are also exploring other opportunities with companies. So we try to be very timely with our feedback and then sharing what those next steps are in our interviewing process.
All right, this is our last call. Any last questions? As we want to be respectful of time. This is our last call for the official registration form too. Students, if you have not filled out the registration form that is posted in the chat, please fill that out before you leave. Want to thank Rose and Taylor for your time this afternoon. This was a great source of information, and we'll be happy to share this recording with students who are unable to participate today. So thank you very much.
You are welcome. Thank you for having us. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Bye.